so glad that I stepped out of my comfort zone and just went for it.
I saw a lot of stuff in there like, dang, like that's crazy. My first initial thought, the whole scenery, seeing the people there, it just looked almost like it was like a commercial. Like you seen like everyone's happy, everyone's walking around, everyone's doing something. Going to see like like an exhibit, like showing all like the history of like their football and all that and their sports. That I felt like was kind of like a little bit of inspirational, mostly because you never really see like that much success, like maybe from this area.
I think to open the trip, the best part was going to SMU, just especially with the NIL space. They're moving into a new conference, knowing that ticket sales are going to be different. They're going to have to drive those and revenue, and they're building out an entire new media center. I thought that was like really important for the kids to see and kind of start off meeting people that, you know, do things that they may be interested in the future.
This is SMU marketing mainly at the end of this hall, but we also have production, Mustang Vision over here. We're down here in this area. We do a lot of different things from digital marketing we do game day production, we do fan experience. We try to drive revenue. We have revenue goals we're trying to hit for our ticketed sports. So all that kind of stuff falls under the umbrella of marketing.
When we were at SMU, I had a great time meeting everybody. And when we were up there talking to the marketing team, it was kind of crazy to realize that like these people are kind of just like me, and to kind of see like their process, seeing what's going on. And obviously there's a ton of construction with the ACC network.
I'm Spencer Jones. I oversee Mustang Vision, which oversees video board operations and ESPN broadcasts. And right now we're building out the ACC network control room. So that'll be coming in online probably first week of August. So big progress made here. We're moving to ACC, so there's a lot of new things and new challenges ahead.
Kind of like how when like the marketing went up a lot, when they were like selling more tickets from like switching conferences, like different teams coming in and out, selling out a lot of games. It was kind of amazing how that one switch, like kind of just like that, transferred all that stuff to happen.
Jordan, the whole trip was, we would ask him, you know, Jordan, what do you want for dinner?
Honestly, with expanding my palate, I have a tendency to instantly be immune to like my food preferences when I'm around other people.
So you went with the filet mignon, huh? You didn't get the burger. How did it turn out, bro?
Listen, man, I didn't think it would actually be that good.
So what'd you think, though?
I guess it's true. Everything is bigger in Texas, even the flavor of their steak. So it's another downside for us in agriculture.
It's kind of like a habit. Some people can kind of like relate to me, like when you're around other people, you just eat anything. You just eat anything. Like, but when you're on your own, you'll just selectively. But I felt like actually now that I actually tried like the diverse food that I had, I feel like a little more comfortable like going out to like fancy restaurants and just eating almost anything off that menu, like knowing it's gonna taste as good as it did there.
Mavericks' entire organization was amazing. We're so appreciative to Marquise and Kenny and Bobby and Vernon and V and, you know, just everyone in general that we spoke with and that talked with the kids.
Honestly, like when I got my name tag, it just felt surreal. Like I wasn't actually here. Like pinch me, I'm not actually here.
All right, man, so this is just the welcoming part of the Mavs. As far as receptionist is, this is our main conference room, so any types of meetings, big meetings that we have usually are held in here by our executive leadership team. It's very modern compared to like the rest of the office. And that's the reason why we built it is, you know, when we do have those types of meetings and those type of, you know, guests that come in, We want them to feel like, they're getting, top flight service. We moved into this facility 5 years ago now. We were in a completely different facility on the other side of the city, in the Deep Ellum area. And it was like a warehouse type deal, which this is basically what this is, but Cuban turned it into our front office. But it was a warehouse at first for like a software development company. So this is where the sponsorship team is. It's basically where they work. Mostly an activation team. Our sales reps are over there. The activation team is who y'all gonna be shadowing before the game today. So they pretty much handle any promotions we have for our sponsors during the games, putting those together for them, coordinating the logistics of it. Any type of arena signage that we have inside the arena or outside, they're handling the sale of that. And then they're, basically the team that's executing, once those contracts start, they're executing any type of activations they have going on or anything that's in the contract, basically. So that can come with, some sponsorship agreements, probably like our jersey patch sponsor, like Chime. They probably have several things within their deal that don't just involve the jersey patch. They might have events that, they're going to sponsor every year, or different type of, items that they want given out that are surrounded around Chime, or it could be a million things put into a contract. They might have seats, for their executive team, to have for the year that are included in the sponsorship contract. So, it's not just the imagery. There is a history of blues in the Dallas area, and that's kind of why they chose to go with a blues themed jersey this year. And we had Leon Bridges, who's a pretty famous, I don't know if y'all heard of him before, but a famous country singer. He's from Fort Worth, but we collaborated with him on the jersey, and we had a whole concert after our game, one of our games, on our City Edition night, and it was awesome. I don't think many teams have done something like that, but it's pretty dope. I like the jerseys a lot. I just like the all black. The community, sponsorship, marketing, creative team is over there. It's more of our media area. This is Vernon. You don't know who takes those pictures all the time. You just see photos, that they put on the internet or that they put on TV. But, a lot of time it's people like Vernon are the ones that are taking those pictures you don't even know. So
It was actually really cool meeting somebody that actually, like, you see their content on Instagram and kind of like seeing who does what and how they do it. He was super nice. Everybody that I met on the trip was like absolutely great.
I thought it was crazy that how he was the guy behind all these crazy shots. He was the guy behind all like repping the Mavs team, like media wise. Maybe not putting it out there, but getting the picture to put out there. And it was kind of like you always got to wait for that right moment. That's the one thing about photography. It's not like video, like you can just keep going. Like you might even miss that moment with like photography, and it's just, you got to capture that right moment. Media-wise, like how they have to keep track of all this stuff, keep everything organized. There was a lot going on back there. There was like, it's just more than just video making. And I remember hearing that they lost all the Dirk footage.
Well, I kind of learned that, definitely start organizing your footage soon, because like he was saying, they're having issues with trying to like get everything organized. And I really thought it was like kind of really cool on how they did everything, and like to see this actual studio itself was just absolutely great.
Compared to when I first started here, in Deep Ellum, is night and day, man. Like, I don't know if y'all follow any of our social media channels, but we have constant stuff on there all the time that's engaging.
Whenever you started, it was like Dirk, Devin Harris, JJ. There's a bunch of old guys that like didn't really want a bunch of cameras around. But now, people our age and younger, they're so used to it. Like they grew up with it. So they're cool if we have 25 phones in their faces all the time recording everything they do. It doesn't matter to them. It's just normal life.
Like the amount of like knowledge you have to know to manage all that stuff, it felt like it was almost impossible.
We're Mav Studio 41 on Twitter and Instagram. So
You guys know why he's 41?
Oh, you know?
What?
You all know who Dirk is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Ooh, thank God.
Going to see the dudes that were like, watch them play. Like, these are the dudes on the 2K team. I'm like, dang. Like, I remember back then I was like, I'm trying to get on the 2K team. I'm trying to get on the 2K team. When I play 2K, there's many people who can do like glitches, and there's different stuff you can do in the game that it's not meant to do. But to play the game the right way, like how they did, and like how difficult that is, like to play on a level like that, it's crazy.
Kenny was like, I found him super inspirational. Just overall how he carried himself, I thought was very professional. I really looked up to him, and I thought he was definitely a highlight of the trip, just talking to him and kind of seeing how he did everything.
I honestly thought it was pretty inspirational because I could imagine, like I could see how he like grew. He didn't start just like that. He gave us like a story, and like pretty much how you don't stay with one team either. You can hop in between. And I thought that was pretty interesting. I didn't know like it takes so much time and effort. At first I never really understood like the process of how you sold. But like they actually like reach out to people.
So yeah, I'm on the corporate sponsorships team, so essentially the Mavs have a bunch of different sponsors, and we're responsible for like executing and activating a bunch of different assets. So what those assets look like, there's a lot of different things that happen during the game, whether that's a kid shooting around, whether that's like some signage on the court, whether that's a halftime or like something happening during the timeouts. We just have to make sure everything that happens runs smoothly according to plan.
One thing I definitely learned from him was always be ready for like kind of what's going on next, because in 2 minutes somebody might call you and tell you that there's a whole different plan and that you need to just get up and go do that. That was definitely a really cool experience, like shooting at the baskets and throwing the balls back to the kids that were playing on the court before the game. And it was just kind of a really great experience, and I was not expecting to even like be up there and like actually like be in front of that many people.
Trip has been like amazing, like learning like kind of how everything works and kind of like what you have to do and how much really goes into everything.
Things like this, you might not necessarily figure out what exactly you want to do, but it'll help like narrow your scope. So you'll be like, you might like certain parts of these experiences. So like through those experiences, you'll essentially like narrow your scope and like find something that you really like. So
I feel like one of the key takeaways I got from his speech that he gave to me was pretty much that you kind of have to be like kind of a go-getter. You can't just wait for opportunities to just land and then just kind of like just pick up scraps off the ground. You have to go and find opportunities. You got to make connections. You have to put forth an effort and you actually get to where you want to be. And I feel like I can apply that.
Like basically Lexus will pay us a bunch of money to show an ad essentially on their behalf at the games, right? So then we'll take pictures of it and send it to Lexus that, look, y'all paid us money and like we fulfilled our duties. So that's another kind of aspect of what we have to do. Throughout the game, he'll take the pictures and then our team has to organize them and then we'll send it to our sponsors. Like this is how it works.
So is that like during the game when it's happening?
So he'll take the pictures during the game, but when it comes to like organizing the photos, making them look nice, sending them to sponsors, that's some of the stuff we do at the office. So yeah, that stuff we won't do today, maybe like next week or the week after.
V did kind of help me understand that it's not just about the marketing, the photography, with the videos and stuff included, and also pretty much with the players, you also have to advertise products and all that. It's not like they're just throwing advertisements at you. They have them all planned, and there's different things that they do as well. And especially that there's like lists, and they need different teams, different people that are specialized in certain things. They need to prepare. There was just a lot going on that I did not know that like went like behind the scenes. And I really did appreciate that he was able to get me and Jack to get rebounds when like they had kids shooting. I thought that was crazy. Like, I'm actually stepping foot on an NBA court. That's crazy. Like, that is crazy. On an NBA court, like, that just felt like surreal to me.
A midseason turnaround where everybody had to lock it in, not only on offense, but also on defense, and Luka led that charge. So we consider him a brilliant offensive player, but he really dialed in on defense as well, and that's a huge reason why down the stretch here, the Mavs are the #1 defense in the NBA.
Like so many years I'm watching highlights on my phone, I'm watching games on TV. Now I'm here. It just felt so much different. It felt like getting to see the players play. Dunks, threes, crossovers, defense, rebounds. It felt so crazy to me, especially since I was standing right there. Being able to like see an NBA game from that close, it didn't feel like it was TV anymore.
I'm really thankful that I went on the trip, honestly. I was kind of nervous before I went. I'm not a homebody, but like, I'm not the kind of person that likes being away from home for a long period of time. But I knew if I wanted to like do this, that I'd have to step out of my comfort zone, and that's exactly what I did. And obviously, like, learning how to do manual focus on the Blackmagic was a little different than I'm used to. But I'm glad I learned how to do everything and like learned how like shutter speed works and ISO and all that stuff, so that was sweet.
It helped me a lot, and I feel like it kind of motivated me to go out there a little bit more, kind of like to meet new people, make new connections, actually go out there and see things. Like when we went, was it the art museum? Yep. And like seeing all the buildings, I never seen buildings that tall ever in my life before, probably because I'm stuck in Niagara Falls. But it's like seeing there's tall buildings everywhere. There's like the housing, the people walking around, the type of cars that were there. Like there's literally so much different businesses. Like there's like everything there. And it just felt like, dang, I don't even want to go back at this point. Like, keep me here.
I was expecting to kind of like not know what we were doing, and Justin absolutely knew what he was doing, and it was great. Right before we went out to dinner with Marquise, he was like, get LinkedIn so you could start networking, and I was kind of like, what is this app? I expanded like a ton, found everybody from the trip on LinkedIn and added them, and just kind of seeing like everybody's like what everybody else is doing, and kind of like how everybody's still continuing to do everything that they were doing when I was there is just really cool.
Marquise, he was a pretty cool dude, I'm not gonna lie. And plus the fact he had all that access backstage, like dang, like he made it. Like he made it. He's working for the NBA, giving us a tour back there. Like all the stuff he did for us back, I appreciate that.
I'm glad that they got to experience that, and we look forward to, you know, the next trip we take to broaden their horizons.